Hello, Walsabello here. Welcome back to another episode of Plunder Pirates. Not only that, but Greenbeard explains the pros and cons. Now, some of the other rap sheets have two different rap sheets, a pro and a con one, but I was able, because he didn't have 6, 7 pros and loads of cons, it's around about the same. I was able to squeeze it all in on one page. So let's go through them. As always, let's go through for the pros first, and we'll move on to the cons. A very powerful legendary pirate for a common, a bit like Tin though, so he's really, really good. And if you can get him, and he is quite easy to get, then get him, please. Another pro is quick speed for a tank. Yeah, he moves along pretty damn quick. He's no sloth when it comes to moving around the base. And he's hard to miss as well, this big green blob bowling around the base. Number 3, high damage and quick animations. So what I mean by that is when you actually see him attacking using his big axe and so on, you can see him really quickly, like 3 quick auto attacks, bang, 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 and of course that's damage going down too. So he's a really quick attacker. He's got great damage. So the 4th one, mortar HP slash damage across the island, lower pH level. That's for his defensive buff. So it's good because mortars are real powerful, but he's less prioritized. I won't go into too much about that, but that's the pros to him because of the mortar splash damage. Having hit points buffed and damage on the mortars is quite essential. Okay, next. Ability can fire over walls, multiple targets. So yeah, his ability can go, depending on how many layers of walls they've got and how close he is and what other buildings are about, he could potentially go 2 or 3 layers of walls inwards. I'm not sure if this changes through leveling him up. I don't know all the information, unfortunately. I think somewhere between 6 and 8 targets you'll see a big red ring for the ones that he's going to target. So the closer he gets, the more you'll see him. Obviously, if you deploy him one end of the map, there's only 3 buildings there, you can only target them. So there is a range, or I should say a radius to it. But at least 6 to 8 targets. And you can get some damage down. I wouldn't use that ability when he's in the core of the base and he's front line. If he's slacked behind a bit, there's a few tanks in front of him, then yeah, sure. But when defense is shooting him, it's quicker for him to use his auto attacks. It would do more damage that way. Okay, so moving on to his cons. Ability lacks damage mid and late game. Yeah, so he's not his actual auto attacks, but his special ability. I think from about level 11 to 15, somewhere around there, he starts getting more in the Mortar Massacre. But it don't really do too much more damage when it comes to the buildings. It doesn't seem that way. I've used him. He's not maxed. I think he's about level 18, somewhere around there, 16. And he's not that great, to be honest, when it comes to using the ability. If you deploy him, then sure, pop his ability, as long as he's behind tanks, just to get down some damage behind walls. That's really all it's good for. Or if you're running out of time, there's a outhouse somewhere, he will pretty much one-shot them. Maybe a builder's hut too. So if your gun's not going to make it and it's 99% die in seconds and he's just in range to use ability, it'll probably take 3 to 4 seconds or so to trigger the animation, maybe 5. And then use him that way. But other than that, his ability is not that great, to be honest with you. Okay, so his movement speed can lead to his death. As I did say, he is very quick for a tank at moving. And because of that, and he attacks any building, he can get past the tanks, juggernauts and brutes, and are not that fast. So he can fly past them, attract too much aggro off the defences, and then lead them to his death. And then you've got a massive damage dealer, pretty much useless because he's dead. Okay, other LP defense buffs I prefer to his. I went over that. It's okay. I mean, in theory, it's great, more hit points and damage. But a lot of people like walls. So the percentage of walls being 20-30% better, plus with the stonemason on top. Where he's got nothing for walls, it's just aimed towards one defense, and some would say gun towers and cannons, where this is just mortars based. and there's more to defending the base, especially later game than mortars. It might be okay if you can somehow reasonably protect that, which is difficult. That legendary fort with Pirate 5, 6, might even 7 get away with something like, because yeah, that 2 mortars will pack out a decent amount, and it also includes Mystic Mortars too, I believe, which is a duration of their stun. So I should have said that back in pros, but anyway, you're listening now. Okay, next one, Silo Material Giant Squid Ink, shared with Sadie the Goat. That is a big problem. You're wanting to level up Sadie, but you're also finding out that this guy's an absolute monster on attack. So what do? Do you upgrade Sadie, or do you upgrade Greenbeard? I would personally say, I'm going to say it, it's not going to be helpful to you, but I think it's the best advice I can give. Upgrade the one of the two that you're using the most. Because you can use Sadie on defense and attack. She's got good stats for both, depending on how you use her. Anyway, she's got good defense stats. With Greenbeard, he's really going to pack down that damage for you. He could be the difference between 3-star in the base, or with Sadie, mid-game, late game, it's very hard for her to help you 3-star a base. She just don't have the damage because she's a ranged character. With this guy, he starts to really rack up some damage. So it's all personal preference when it comes to would you rather upgrade, or like I was doing, I got Sadie up to level 20, 22 I think it was, and I started prioritising Greenbeard. It's hard, so you can have all the other silo materials you need for Sadie, but then you've got no giant squid inks because you used them all on Greenbeard. It's just, you're going to have to decide when using the pair of them, what one you like the most. That's about all really I have to say. That's why he's a 1-1 sheet. He's a decent guy, grab him as and when able. But if you're in one of them stages where you go, well, I've got a few people that I use for attack, I've got no one really for defence, then you might want to miss out on him and get him at a late stage in the game. You'll be able to get him. He comes along pretty often, so it's not like you're going to miss out on him. But yeah, get him as and when able, because he is a pretty good legendary pirate. I hope it's been insightful. Thanks for watching all. Have a pleasant day and evening. Stick to the series. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.